Hi, Brenton Begley here. I wanted to just talk about guardianships, because guardianships really concern me. Guardianship is something that is also known as conservatorship in other states, and it's something that concerns me because it's so easy to get in the state of North Carolina and really all around the United States. So what is guardianship? Well, guardianship is a lot like a criminal procedure, except the state is not seeking to put someone in jail, but they are seeking, if it's the state bringing the petition, or anyone else really can bring the petition, to take your rights away. And that sounds like a scary thing. And you might think to yourself, why is guardianship even a thing if people's rights are being taken away? Well, sometimes it's needed. Sometimes you have someone who's incompetent, incapacitated, and that's legitimately true that they can't act on their own behalf. However, in North Carolina, maybe I might be in some type of gray area where I've gotten diagnosed with Alzheimer's, some type of underlying psychosis where I have trouble making my own decisions. However, I can pretty much do everything. But if someone were to seek guardianship of me, I can easily be adjudicated and incompetent. Okay, adjudicated I know is probably a new word for a lot of people. It was a new word for me when I first heard it. And what that means is just an order from the court saying, hey, this person's incompetent, they shouldn't have rights to make decisions for themselves, and someone should be appointed to make those decisions for them. Now, the reason why it's so concerning and so easy is because the person who you're seeking guardianship of doesn't even have to be at the hearing. It's a big deal. If it was a criminal proceeding, I could face my accusers, I would be there at the hearing in front of a judge, in front of a jury, that sort of thing, and I could cross-examine witnesses, have expert testimony. Not the same with a guardianship. You can get adjudicated incompetent with a doctor's letter, and the doctor's not even there at the hearing. I've never been to a guardianship hearing where the doctor testified. The doctor doesn't even have to be your primary physician. They can be an attending physician who, in their limited view, right, because they've only seen you once, thinks that you're incompetent and is willing to sign a letter, an affidavit stating as such. Now that is incredibly concerning, because if I can't cross-examine that person, ask them questions, then how do I know how they reached that decision? And like minds may differ. You might have another physician who might say another thing, and who's to say that that physician did their job correctly? We don't know, because we can't question them, they're not at the hearing. Very, very scary thing. The court also has, appoints a judge to listen to all the evidence and to make a ruling, and that judge is the clerk of court or the assistant clerks of court. Now, they do a good job in a lot of sense, but they don't have to have any sort of law degree or law license, and they're not an actual elected judge. And again, that is concerning. Lastly, it's an informal hearing where a lot of evidence that can come in does come in, whereas if it was in a real trial before a judge, a lot of that stuff would get kicked out. So for all these reasons, guardianships are concerning. You should know this. And why should you know this? Well, because you can have your rights taken away. So how do we prevent this from happening? So I wouldn't give you all these problems without a solution. Well, the best way to prevent this from happening is to appoint somebody as your power of attorney so that this will never be needed. Those are my thoughts on guardianship. Hopefully this is helpful, not trying to scare you, but everybody should know about this process and how easy it is to get in North Carolina. If you have questions about guardianship or power of attorney, give us a call, 704-259-7040, or visit our website at mcelderlaw.com.